What's up, guys? Mr. M here. We're doing another EMJ Studios race. We're on the EMJ drag strip. And without further ado, we'll be getting to our contestants. First, we have the 1967 Pontiac Firebird, driven by Sam Chamberlain. Next, we have the 1987 Cobra, who was driven by Michael Turney. After that, we have the 2001 Hyperliner, who is driven by Everett Love. And lastly, we have the 1963 Austin Martin, driven by Billy Armstrong. Further ado, let's get racing. So, we have Michael Turney on the left and Sam Chamberlain on the right. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, coming up, Sam Chamberlain's car is faster than Michael Turney's car, but Michael Turney drove very defensively. You see Chamberlain trying to pass him, and he almost did, but he lost control of his car. He must be kicking himself right now because he has a faster car, it's a longer car, but just because he lost control, he lost the race. And the Cobra will be moving on to the next round. Next, we have the Shoebox, driven by Everett Love versus Billy Armstrong. Billy Armstrong on the left, and the Shoebox with Everett Love on the right. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, so we see that the Austin Martin coming out of the gate had the lead, and the Shoebox, seeing that he couldn't win, slams him in the rear, causing him to lose control. And neither of them make it to the finish line. As of such, they shall switch lanes and move on to the next round. On your marks, get set, go. As you can see, the Austin Martin lost control when airborne in football. He didn't go very high. Even though he didn't go very high, it caused him to hyperline and barrel roll. This majorly caused him to lose the race. The Shoebox for the win. He'll be moving up to face the 1987 Cobra. So,
if you watched our previous video with the modern versus street, you would know that the winner of these races has to win by at least one. So we made one small tweak to that. So we're gonna have 4 races, and the first person to 3 races is the one who wins.
On your marks, get set, go. And the Shoebox for the... Okay, guys, you see Mr. Turney come out the gate. Then his back tire pops up, causing him to spin out, allowing Mr. Love to come and take all his glory. As the Cobra loses control, Mr. Turney must be kicking himself. He had the lead, but then he lost it. So, they switch lanes. The Shoebox is on the left, and the Cobra is on the right. The Shoebox has 1 win. On your marks, get set, go. And neither of them make it due to the Shoebox losing control and getting wedged in between the 2 lanes. So we'll do that race over, but the Cobra and the Shoebox are switching lanes. On your marks, get set, go. Same thing happens with Mr. Cobra. Maybe there's something magnetic in their car to trapping them to that area, but I don't know. They switch lanes one more time. On your marks, get set, go. And the Cobra for the win. They were weaving and doing all kind of stuff, but even though it's a muscle car, a very heavy muscle car, the Shoebox didn't have enough speed. So Turney now has 1 win, and the shoebox has 1 win. Shoebox on right, Cobra on left. On your marks, get set, go. And you'll be having to do that race over due to the Cobra losing control and crashing. So without further ado, let's get to our next race. So, they switch lanes. On your marks, get set, go. So we see that Mr. Turney comes out of the gate a little behind Mr. Love. Then he loses control, slams into the guardrail, and then fishtails. This brings him to an abrupt halt, causing Mr. Love to take the win. Cobra spins out of control after nearly passing the shoebox. Turney must again be kicking himself. He lost control at the worst possible moment, and now he's at a risk. On your marks, get set, go. Turney was really lucky in this race. If he had lost this race, it would have cost him everything. As you can see, he pops up, nearly flipping, but he holds on to it for the win.
Mystery, as you can see, he's been having a very bad race season so far, and this was his lucky break because if he had lost his race, as you said, he would have lost everything.
And the Cobra for the win. He was making sure that the shoebox would not pass him. Now, we have the last round that determines it all. Both racers have to. The person who wins this race will be the 2020, the 2021 Oldies race champion. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, so the Cobra flip, and we're gonna have to review that. The flip seems really bad. We're gonna have to review that to see if Mr. Love will keep that win or he'll have to forfeit.
After close observation by the judges and continual looks at this race, we see that it was a Cobra that tried to slam Mr. Turney into the wall. So Mr. Turney is without fault and is being declared the winner.
Here are some pictures of our champion.
Yes, I'll come back to you, then I'll ask what have we done under the sun.
Mr. Turney, how do you feel about this race win, your first win?
Well, Mr. E, I am actually very surprised. I didn't expect to win. I was going against some very strong engines, but my old shoebox over here, she did pretty good for her first race.
So, what are your feelings on Mr. Turney's accident?
You saw what happened. I was just driving. Then he comes and slams me. I have no ill feelings for him, and I hope he comes out of the hospital safely, but I'm not too happy about him slamming my old shoebox like how he did.
Well, Mr. Love, you know that you're going to be taking on the street racer, Mr. Capone. So how do you feel having to race him in the finals?
I have no worries. This Al Capone fellow stands no chance against my shoebox.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Mr. Love has no problem taking on Mr. Capone in the regional finals. To you, Mr. J.
Thanks, Mr. M. Well, that concludes our races for this week. Tune in next week to see our female racers battle to the top to see who makes it to the finish. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section about what I can do to make these videos better.